very much for your time to listen to this presentation. My name is Moritz and my company is called IntelliShop. We are based in Switzerland and exist since 10 years. Since about 3 years we are focusing on a special topic which is somehow under the umbrella which we call VIP luxury cards. And I want to share with you some of the information that hopefully you can take some positive news away from this presentation this afternoon. I will by far not be so technical or complicated like the speakers before, so don't worry, we not talk about bit and byte and all these things. And we will also take the opportunity to look at the real product rather than just PowerPoint slides and, you know, some fancy cards and so on. And I will give you some additional explanation which may help you to understand the business. Is the sound good like this, or it's, I need to speak up, or it's okay? Good. So in general, we offer 3 products. One is what we call bejeweled cards, which I will go in depth today. We are also a distributor for EMV chip modules. That's a new business model where basically we own millions of chip modules and give the banks the freedom back to choose the plastic manufacturer by asking them to quote for the plastics plus the embedding, while they can source the chip either directly from us, or we supply it to the card manufacturer, or we help the bank to find the plastic manufacturer. The third leg is we also do have our own small personalization software solution which out of the box supports any CPS chip or Java static chip. And this will not have the extra cost of DLLs in the future. The ones which should be in this business, they know what I talk about. But anyway, it's not the topic of today's presentation. So I want to touch on 2 subjects. One is plastic cards with real diamonds embedded in the card, set in silver. And the other one is the same cards, but with embedded Swarovski elements. Does everybody know Swarovski, the brand? I assume, okay. So banks were asking for a couple of years to do something special in the high-end segment for their VIP clients. And one of the requests which came along, especially in the Middle East or in the Eastern European countries, was to place some jewelry into the card. So there were several players on the market which were working on the embedding of the jewelry elements. Most of them actually, the one which was promoting a product, they made a physical hole through the card and crimped the diamond inside. And when I saw that, I was really wondering how Visa could approve this to be a banking card if you have a complete hole through the card. So that brought up the idea to further do research and development and figure out if there couldn't be a better way to finally do the embedding of the jewelry similar than you see the chip on the card. And that's exactly what we do. So it's aimed at EMV banking cards, and it's aimed at the top level of the customers. However, obviously such a card becomes relatively pricey, and therefore we were looking also for alternatives. And especially here in the Arabic countries, people are always asking for something which is really flickery. And even so, diamonds are very expensive. They are not too much flickery, so you need to know a little bit about jewelry to see the beauty of a diamond. And that brought then the idea to see if we could do something with Swarovski elements. And initially, I had in mind with Swarovski elements only loyalty cards. And what happens is, okay, as soon as you show this, after people start to say, can you do this for a banking card? And that's what we are doing right now, and I will show you the product here. That's in the final certification with Visa, so that we can offer the same which we do with diamonds, also with Swarovski elements. And we will together look into that. Now, you can imagine who is from a bank or is knowledgeable about, you know, Visa, MasterCard, security regulations, and so on. Okay. So basically, a production line to do the embedding and all the work around it is quite expensive. And it needs some special knowledge to serve the machines. And it also needs the knowledge about the jewelry. And then at the other hand, it needs people with fine hands to really put the jewelry. So it's a combination of let's say, a job of somebody who can serve on a CNC machine and program that. And on the other hand, you need jewelry knowledge and you need to be able to do the jewelry embedding. So that means that if a card manufacturer would want to do this on its own, he not only needs to source the complete solution, but he needs to have also the people trained to do the job. So that extended our ideas that we found out in order to be successful, we must make that a portable production line. And that's the first item which you see here. So what does a portable production line mean? Basically, if you are a bank or you are somebody dealing with a bank and the bank has interest to launch one of the cards which has embedded jewelry, they can work with their card manufacturer of choice, and we will then bring the production line to the card manufacturer, do the job of the embedding in the Visa and MasterCard secured environment, and when the job is done, we remove the production line and go to the next place. So that saves the card manufacturer all the investment in the environment, and that brings finally the price to more or less economical figures. And we can comment on that a little bit later on. If it's obviously loyalty card, we not have the restrictions in terms of the certification, security, and so forth. So for that, we do have our own facilities. So the cards can be sent to us, and we do the embedding of, typically on the loyalty card, more the Swarovski elements than the diamonds. Right. So what I would ask you is to come here in front, please, and I will show you the card so you can touch and feel it. So if you're not shy, please join me here in front so you can really see, and I will continue to comment on what you can find. So maybe we need to group. There's a lady which should also see something. Please join. So here you see some elements. This is a loyalty card. That's before the embedding, so it's just a normal plastic card. And now this is with Swarovski elements embedded. So look at the difference, you know. And this is a privilege card. So if this customer once is on the stone side, you never will want to have this card anymore. Even we as men, which are normally not so much into the jewelry, it's right. That's what I commented. There was a company which basically was making holes in it. I will comment how we do that, but let me show first the other elements. Here you have that's a sample now more, where you see we can place in any position, relatively close. We found that the size of like 1.8 millimeter in relation to the size of the card actually seems to be quite nice size. These are the very latest developments from Swarovski. It's a very special cut, and that's why it's flickery so strong. Yesterday evening, there was the awards dinner. Thank you. And all the participants got this card here. So look at this design, and look also at the quality of the card, which has no scratches, and it's really perfectly embedded. They will not fall off. They will not fall off. The other example I want to show you is the Visa here. Excuse me. Now here, this is real diamonds, and they are set in silver. The setting of the diamond in silver is really a jewelry product, so it's not glued, it's set in the silver. But obviously for the embedding of then the finalized product, the diamond set in silver, we have to use a special methodology that it holds in the cards. And that is certified by Visa, so it went through all the tests in the US. So the card manufacturer which we use actually will do with our embedded elements the final certification with Visa. But again, if you work with card manufacturer A and you work with card manufacturer B, you tell us if you are interested in the product with whom you work, and then we will talk to the card manufacturer and work with him to make that happen. So you don't need to change your manufacturer, you can work with them, and usually if something comes up like this, they will be more than glad. There is a brochure here which describes this all briefly. Now to your question, how it's embedded. Actually, if you look on the Visa card here, you see the chip. And the chip is usually a special machine, like a Mühlbauer machine or from different vendors, which is taking out the spare ring for the chip. And after the chip is attached or glued into the It's basically the same principle which we use. So we have a very expensive, high precision CNC machine, because you must understand that our eye is on one hand lazy, at the other hand, if this here has a little spare out, that this embedding hole would be too big, you would immediately think there's a quality issue. So we make this so precise that if we press in the diamond or the Swarovski element, you can't always get it out, even so when it's not glued. So we have to be very careful that it really is also the glue inside, because it will be difficult even for us to find out if we would forget in the process to put the glue, but then there would be a risk later on that it goes out. Now, there are high precision devices, so it's exactly calculated how many tenths of a milligram of the glue will go into this opening, and then there is a special device again to take the jewelry piece and put it inside the card, and then there is a final testing and cleaning of the card. This process is in that sense semi-automated. So on one side we have the special CNC machine which is programmed to make the spare ring, and then the rest is real handwork. Now there's one point I want to highlight, that you understand a little bit about the pricing of such cards. Okay? If you go somewhere in Dubai to a shopping mall and you have your mobile with you, I mean, they typically ask you for $1 to put one of the Swarovski elements on your cover, for example, and so on. Plus, minus, yes, $1. Now, obviously, here it's a different story because it's truly embedded. So that's not just, hot fixed on top. Because also the valued customer with a loyalty card, he would not want that it just comes off. Okay. Now, nevertheless, as long as this is loyalty, we are in a similar price range, plus $2 to do the embedding. So such a card in the volume of like 5 to 1,000 cards, somewhere in between, you would get somewhere around $5, $6, including this. Now, if the same card as we have it here, that's the other example with Visa now, with Swarovski elements, if we have to do this in a banking environment, obviously there is the cost because of the portable setup of the line, which we will have. And at the other hand, you need to understand that the tolerances in the jewelry elements is quite big. So if you look at the ring, or maybe you have a ring, and there are 3 stones set in here. They are all different sizes. But we cannot do this on a banking card because we must be extremely precise. So regardless if it's the diamond or the Swarovski, we are not allowed to come any higher than the embossing. And we need to make sure that it works with the data card machines, Matica, or whatever personalization machine is used. So that also brought up the possibility, and we are running one project right now, where we will bring the production line not to the card manufacturer, but we will bring it directly to the bank, so that it can be done after the personalization of the card. Because to do the embedding, we almost not need touch the card. So if they can sort out before the ones which have scratches or something like that, because we will not scratch the card. And we will have a minimum of fallout by doing this work. Does it answer your question as well? Say again?
Gold-plated.
Gold-plated, okay. Right. Yes. We are continuing to work on gold embedding, gold emblems. Originally, like 1 year ago, we were very happy and we thought we have solved the challenge. It will work in a similar way. There will be a sparing and the gold will be put. Now, the incredible thing is that gold printing on the card looks actually more nice than real gold. So it starts to be a little bit the question of the valuation. So, you know, we will put the gold emblem, but if you make this with real good gold printed card, it will look better than if you put actual real gold inside. So, you know, why should you pay an extra $50 for a gold emblem to embed if the printing is okay? So that led also to the point that we work together with designers. So this design was made by a famous Swiss designer, which is specialized in this kind of photometrics drawings. And the design obviously is very, very important, maybe a loyalty card or a banking card, so that, you know, you're not distract, for example, the image of the card. So if we would put the stones here, here, and here, this will lose on value. So that's also the call to action. If you should go into such a project, please involve us very, very early. So to make sure that, let's say, the agency from the bank or whoever is doing it in the bank or your loyalty customer will get the specifications and we can share some of the information, what we believe will work and what will be more on the critical nature. Because, I mean, the most awful thing is obviously if somebody spends days or weeks to do a design and everything, and after we must look and say, unfortunately not this one. And you cannot change this just in a day after, because there's a lot of conceptual thinking work and maybe even a story with it. And if this is not fixed, then you have a problem afterwards. Are there more questions? No. No. That, as said, this is tested by Visa, MasterCard, and it works. It's with all the bending tests, and I don't know, it's called sometimes the vodka test and all whatever they can do, that the stones not fall out. I mean, you can destroy it, like you can also take out the chip. If you really come with, you know, these tools, for sure, you can get it out. But, I mean, that's the same thing. If the customer makes a full break through the card, it's broke, regardless if it's a jewelry card or not. So this we cannot avoid. But, I mean, the very important point is it should not be, and obviously that's, how you say, where we are really, really, really sensitive and where we really need the quality, is that it will not happen that as an element will fall out. Sorry. Yeah. There is, on the Swarovski elements, it's almost zero. It's your emotional value. Yes? Yes, keep it on the small diamonds. This is a tricky thing. If you embed the same diamonds in a piece of jewelry, like a ring like this, no. If such a card breaks apart and you need to replace it, it will be a new card with diamonds. If it expires, you need to redo it. No, we cannot.
As a bank, what you can do is you can say you can come up with some offer that if you continue with this card for 3 years, you will do some transaction over it. Give the card to us, and we'll embed it in some ring or something like that. Because you can pull out the diamond from it as an edit.
Right. So that would be more on the marketing side, but mostly, you know, you can assume that customers would like to keep the card even if it's expired, as a souvenir, you know, or you give it to your children, or you know, it's just nice, nice to have. Any other questions? Or? Yes, sure. It's now the the ones who want can have a sample from the one which was handed out. Yes, sure. This one you can have. So just feel free to. No, this one not, because this is a customer one. And not the Visa one, please. Otherwise, I get problems with my colleagues from Visa. That's right. Okay, so I hope that was interesting for you, a little bit to understand. And thank you very much again for your attention.